Welcome to the season of self-love, your daily dose of inspiration and encouragement. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to be here with you today. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery. Are you ready to elevate your mindset and embrace the power of self-love? Well, have you come to the right place? Each day we'll dive into topics that will empower and inspire you on your journey towards self-discovery and personal growth. Whether you're looking to cultivate healthy relationships, boost your confidence, or find balance in your life, this podcast is here to support your every step of the way. We believe that self-love is the foundation of living a fulfilled and joyful life. And together we explore practical tips, insightful interviews, and transformative stories that will leave you feeling inspired and motivated. So join me Monday through Friday as we embark on this daily adventure of self-love. Tune into the Season of Self-Love podcast to start your day on a positive note and discover the limitless potential within yourself. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, March 26, 2024, and I welcome you, my beautiful listeners, to another enriching episode of the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and today we're going to dive into an essential topic that resonates with so many of us. For sure, is self-care for a busy lifestyle. Amidst our hectic schedules, finding time for self-care can feel like a luxury that we can't afford, but it's very crucial for our well-being. And I'm so excited to share not only my journey, but also the experience and tips that can help us all find balance in this chaos. So let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk more about this great topic of self-care for business of a lifestyle. All right, it's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and I'll be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Hey, this is Dog Pound Mike from Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Come check us out every week. And remember, I'm no relationship expert. I just tell it like I hear it from the kennel. Get back at it.
All right, but welcome back. It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love. And today we're talking about self-care for a busy lifestyle. So let's start grounding ourselves with a brief meditation before we start off the topic, all right? So find a comfortable seated position with your feet flat firmly on the ground and your hands resting gently on your lap, all right? Now close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your chest and abdomen expand fully. Now hold your breath for a moment. Then exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing any tension or stress that you may be holding on to. Now as you inhale deeply again, this time counting to 4. As you breathe in, feeling the air fill your lungs with calm and peace. I want you to hold that breath for a count of 4, allowing yourself to be present in this moment and let go of any distractions. Now exhale slowly for a count of 6, letting go any worries or thoughts that may be weighing you down at this moment. Now repeat this breathing pattern a few more cycles, focusing on the rhythm of your breath and the sensation in your body. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, as you continue to breathe, mindfully remind yourself that taking this time for self-care is essential for your well-being, even in the midst of a busy schedule. So when you feel ready, gently open your eyes and carry this sense of centeredness and calm with you as we dive into the topic of self-care for a busy lifestyle, all right? Again, thank you for taking this moment with me to prioritize your self-care and well-being. Let's proceed with today's discussion on how to incorporate self-care practices into our busy life. And if you are new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, it's something that we do every day, Monday through Friday, is to help us to center ourselves before we get into the topic of hand. All right, so again, we're talking about self-care for a busy lifestyle. And while navigating a busy lifestyle, while trying to maintain self-care, it can be very daunting. And yet it's a small mindful practice that can make a significant difference in our daily lives, whether it's a 5-minute morning meditation or a quick afternoon walk or journaling session before bed. And self-care is so adaptable and crucial for our well-being. So right now I'm going to share 3 things that I learned about handling self-care for my busy lifestyle. And one thing that I learned is to have compassion for myself. And what I mean by that is knowing that I might not be able to do it all in a timely manner that I need to. And see, for me, I have been so guilty of doing, rushing, like I had a time limit for everything. I believe I shared a few weeks ago about, I believe that's how, in growing up, how I maintained being successful in my sports, track, basketball. I had to run the fastest, to win the time. So I had to be quick. I had to jump the highest to block a ball or for a jump shot. So in this process, it always kept me in a competitive mode because that is where I got my most rewards, if that makes sense. So performing in a matter of competition had me to feel like not only did I have to be perfect in what that I did, but also in projects and things that I made that I've always put a time limit for them to hurry up and get, that I had to be the first to do. I had to be the first and the fastest. And in that process, I was being hard on myself. And so I had to say, you know what, you have to be compassionate with yourself. You have to relax. And this is the next one. I had to relax, relate, and release. This is my second one. I first remember hearing this on A Different World. It used to be a sitcom back in the 90s, early 90s, where it was Whitney and Dwayne Wade and, all of those characters there. It was a spinoff of The Cosby Show. And I remember this one episode that Whitney Gilbert, played by Jasmine Guy, that she went to go see a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist used to tell her, relax, relate, release. And it was an ongoing joke for me from the first time that I saw it on into throughout my whole life and my adult life. But the crazy thing is that I did not know what that really meant. Even though I heard this woman say what it was, I saw it, everything. For me, it was an ongoing running joke. And I didn't understand that those 3 words are something that I need to use in my daily life to be a part of my self-care. So I use it now. Now I apply it in my daily life. And I want to share with you with something that I learned throughout the years with saying relax, relate, release, what it does. It encapsulates a holistic approach to managing my stress and achieving a sense of inner peace and balance. And I'm going to give you a breakdown of each component and how you can apply it into your daily life. So with relax, with this step, it emphasizes on the importance of taking time to unwind, to distress, and to rejuvenate. To relax, you can engage in activities that help you to calm your mind and your body, such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, yoga, and listening to music, going for a walk in nature, or taking a warm bath. So make relaxation a priority in your daily routine to recharge and reset. For me, especially when I feel a sense of anxiety coming on, a lot of times I will take a deep breath and I will say, okay, now let me remove myself from this area here and take myself into a calm space, which is usually my golden rose room. And I would sit there and I will do a nice breathing exercise or a nice moment meditation, a mindful meditation where I'm there. And sometimes I look outside my window and look there and become focused, where I can clear my mind and get back in tune. All right? Relate. Now, with this step, it encourages to building meaningful connections with others and fostering positive relationships. By investing in your relationships with family, friends, colleagues, or communicate can provide emotional support, empathy, and a sense of belonging to reach out to loved ones, to engage in open communication. To practice active listening and to show kindness and understanding to nurture your relationship. So for me, in a daily process, even after I come from out of my meditation in the morning, and even after I film this show, I have my baby that I call and I talk to, especially if I'm able to have thoughts or notion in my mind that I can't make clear, meaning that I can't make clear, that I begin to second guess myself. And sometimes I need that conversation to help me to make, and it's going to sound real crazy, to make it relatable to myself. Remember what I said before is that I run. I'm a runner. I'm a sprinter. And I need to learn how to walk and take my time. And sometimes through excitement, I will get ahead of myself and I would run because, again, in my mind, it's still a competition. I'm working on it. I'm working on slowing everything down and taking that walk with it and observing life. But there are moments in time that the athlete come in, that competitive come in. That winner is always there. But do y'all understand what I'm saying? So at a moment of time, I do have someone there that I can relate with, that I can sit and take a pause and say, hold on, wait a minute. My mind going a little bit too fast for me right now. I need to talk to someone who I trust and understand, that I know will take the time to listen and hear the words that are coming out my mouth. And on the flip side, that I am able to, I respect and I listen to the words that are coming out of his mouth. And so that makes me to relate to the situation that's happening in him. All right, and the last one is to release. And see, in this step right here, it involves in letting go negative emotions and stressors and limited beliefs that may be holding you back. So when you release what no longer serves you by practicing forgiveness, setting boundaries, journaling to express your thoughts and your feelings, and decluttering your physical space, this can cultivate a positive mindset. So by releasing negative energy, you create a space for growth, healing, and new opportunities in your life. This is something that I do all the time throughout my many years of life, especially in the adult industry. I've now been able to release a lot of things. I've accumulated a lot of memorabilia, memories, old clothing from different scenes or events and stuff like that, that I've now learned to let those go for my growth, not for my healing, but for my growth, if anything, to allow more good things to come into my life. Last week, I believe, for Throwback Thursday, Thirst Trap Thursday, I had put up a video. I posted a video on my Instagram showing a picture, a video of me kind of thrown away. I had posters, I had old calendars that I created, old movies, old movie posters, magazines, all of those things that I did for the 10 years of my life within the industry. And I said they were good. They were good years. They were great years, and I was able to build an amazing brand behind it. But then it was time for me to close that door on that part and open up another door and allow the blessings and abundance for that to come. But I had to release that. I had to release it, and how hard it was to release, because then those were awards. Those were war medals for me. Those were my winnings, you understand, my trophies. And I had to let them go. I chose to let them go so I can open up for new rewards, for new rewards. And I understood that I'm past that lifestyle now. I will talk about it a lot now because it still is a part of my life, in a sense of it has been a part of my journey. But I no longer live in that journey, if that makes sense. All right. So for me, I've been able to release that, as well as old clothing. A few months ago, I had about over 200 and something wigs. I let that go. I let those go. And what it did was that it just helped to release certain energies as well. Certain energies as well. All right, so I'm going to help you to apply the relax, relate, release into your daily life. And I want you to start with relaxing in a morning routine, such as meditation and gentle stretching. Prioritize self-care activities that help you to relax, whether it's reading a book, enjoying a cup of tea, which is my favorite, or taking a short break during the day. I do that often. I do that often with dancing. Nurture your relationships by actively listening, showing appreciation in spending quality time with loved ones. And practice mindfulness to become aware of your emotions and thoughts and release any negativity through mindfulness techniques like meditation or journal. Create a peaceful environment at home or work by decluttering, incorporating calm elements, and setting boundaries to protect your well-being. So last week we did a show on talking about building your oasis or your peaceful space. And maybe if you missed that show, I believe it was last Thursday, go back to that show. And as I shared, some things on how I created a peaceful, as I call my heaven on earth, my peaceful space throughout my whole house, through the different rooms and, in my backyard, that I've incorporated that, all right? So also by incorporating these practices into your daily life, you can cultivate a sense of balance, resilience, and inner peace through principles of relax and relate, release. And my third one is to savor and enjoy this moment. Be in constant gratitude because tomorrow isn't guaranteed to us. And that was my number 3 for how I am able to maintain my self-care through my busy lifestyle. So even at this moment that I am recording this podcast, I am in a state of gratitude. I am so gracious for the moment that I have every morning that I am able to wake up and sit in this studio in a home that I own, surrounded by my family, that I'm able to create my own peace. That I know there are beautiful people out here in the world that don't have the opportunity to do that. And so when I remind myself of the things of the abundance that are around me, it makes me appreciate not only life, but also appreciate my being even that much more. And so what that does is to say, you have to take care of yourself first. Meaning that if you don't take care of yourself, you are unable to take care of your family. You are unable to take care of friends. You are unable to take care of those beautiful souls that listen to you on the podcast, those beautiful souls that watch and listen and see your and read your post. So you have to take care of yourself. So the same words that you preach on this podcast every morning, you have to apply them to your life. You have to apply them to your life. All right, so now that I've shared my three, top things that I do that's a part of my self-care, we're going to take a quick break and then we'll come back. When we come back, we're going to do our new segment for this show. It's called A Text from Dr. Will. All right, it's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
Are you ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier, more fulfilling life? Introducing Good Morning, My Sexy People, 90 Days to Kick Off Your Healing Living Journal by Nyomi Banks. This transformative journal is your personal guide to achieving physical, mental, and emotional well-being. With its easy-to-follow prompts and powerful exercises, you'll embark on a 90-day healing journey like no other. Each morning, as you open the pages of this journal, you'll discover thought-provoking questions, uplifting affirmations, and space to reflect on your progress. It's your secret weapon to breaking free from old patterns and embracing a healthier, sexier you. Say goodbye to self-doubt and hello to self-love. Good Morning, My Sexy People will empower you to make positive changes every single day. You'll develop healthy habits, cultivate gratitude, and unlock your true potential. Whether you're seeking to improve your fitness, boost your confidence, or find inner peace, this journal is your trusted companion. It's the support system you need to stay motivated, focused, and inspired throughout your journey. Don't wait another day to start living your best life. Good Morning, My Sexy People, 90 Days to Kick Off. Your Healing Living Journal by Nyomi Banks is available now on Amazon. Grab your copy today and begin your transformation. Remember, it's time to prioritize yourself, set your intentions, and unleash the sexy, vibrant person within. Get your copy of Good Morning, My Sexy People today, and let the healing begin.
All right, well, welcome back to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and today we're talking about self-care for a busy lifestyle. All right, in this segment, we're talking about, it's a new segment that we started off a few weeks ago. It is A Text from Dr. Will. So we're going to welcome back this special segment. And although Dr. Will couldn't be here in person today, we are fortunate to have an inspiring message to guide us through some introspective questions that I invite you, the listeners, to engage in this therapy session by reflecting on these questions along with me. All right, so his question was, to me, his text was, what protectors do you need to activate this week and why? I'm going to repeat that again because I need to repeat it for myself. What protectors do you need to activate this week and why? All right. So, even though I know that I chose this question to share, I did not answer this question as of yet. So right now, I'm thinking about this question and I'm answering it in real time right now. What protectors do I need to activate this week? All right, so let me say this, and so one that came loud and clear to me is my self-respect. And let me say why. I know yesterday I did a show on I deserve respect. And in a process, we talked a little bit about how self-respect can also be used as a weapon. For me, having self-respect for myself, it allows me to think before I am to respond back to someone. So it allows me to, and I don't want to say put up a boundary, but it allows me to understand that other person, meaning that to understand that they might not know any better, to understand that they themselves might not have any self-respect for themselves, that they don't understand what room they are walking in, whether that be through social media or through, one of our live shows. For me, that is a part of my blockage of understanding and know who I am. That is a part of my protector. One of my protectors is knowing who I am. Knowing who I am. And in knowing who I am, that is how I am able to know when and where and how to bring up my boundaries. Knowing when and where and how to know that this is not about me. That most of the situations that come to me are not about me. So in that process of me having those protectors, well, that specific protector for me is, even right now, that's even understanding who I am even more. That's funny. Even though we think we know ourselves, every day, every moment of the day, there is something new that we realize about ourselves. And for me, I love that. I love that about me. I love that in this moment right now that I've learned something new about myself. I look at things differently. And I'm not even going to question it anymore. I used to question myself. I used to question, why do I look at things differently than other people? Not that I was wrong. I just had a different perspective than others. My outlook on life is different than others. That's why I hold that badge of weirdness. I hold that, I love that badge. I love that badge of weirdness. I love that badge of authentic. I love that badge. See, truly no one knows how to approach me. They don't know how to come to me. Am I approachable? Yes, I am very approachable. But you have to come. You have to come with something. And meeting with something. You have to come with something that's worth of positivity. You can't come with no BS. And now that I truly sit in it and stand in it, now I understand. I understand who I am. I do. I understand who I am. I do. Yes, I do. I understand who I am. All right, so I hope when Dr. Will get a chance that he's able to listen to this, and I'm going to make a note of this, of my self-care of answering, my self-respect of answering this question, because I believe that there is no right or wrong answer to it, to his questions. I think he'd be just trying to, no, just kidding. But no, I would like to hear what he had to say about this, all right? All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to close out this show, all right? It's your girl, Goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I had to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, Goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today we were talking about self-care for a busy lifestyle. And I just shared with you all during this show is, some of the things that I do during my busy schedule. Because I'm very busy. I have several different podcasts, and I'm actually in a process of creating one. I have a meeting today later this afternoon for another amazing project. But also just taking the time just to understand the importance of you taking care of yourself. I know in the first segment that I talked about being able to make sure that you do prioritize your self-care first. Because honestly, if we go crazy, how are our family members and loved ones going to be able to deal in life? Because the ultimate thing is we're working hard for them, correct? We're working hard for them to provide for them. So if we're working 3 or 4 jobs or 3 or 4 projects, and we're not taking the moment to set aside for ourselves so we can be in the moment, so we can gather ourselves together to make sure not only is our mind right, but our health is right. How can we take care of those little girls, those little boys, or that elderly loved one or family member if we are not taking care of ourselves? For me, even within my busy lifestyle, I've even kicked off and started going back to working out. And what that does for me, it also helps with my anxiety. It helps with my anxiety as well as to blow off some steam. Situations that might not, happen for me, during that day. But also it gives me a sense for me, and it gives me a sense of readiness right now. Right now, with me going back to working out, I am excited to see the results of me being consistent and dedicated to my self-care. Not only with the exercising, but I'm now eating well. I'm eating well. I don't want to say correctly because there's so many different things that's out there that's bad for you. Now milk is bad for you. I think I saw something that eggs were bad for you. So everything that we were taught that were good for us, they say that's bad for us. So I'm going to say that I'm eating better, well, enough for my body intake. Well, actually, yesterday I ate something that didn't agree with me, but that's here nor there. But the importance of really taking care of your body. And I know we all want to be able to provide for our family. We do. I'm right here with you all, but we have to take care of ourselves first. We have to take those moments to stop and slow down. We have to stop running. We have to stop running. We have to walk. We have to take our time in life. We have to look at life like we're strolling in the park. Yes. We have to look at life like we're strolling in the park right now. See, when you're walking and you're strolling through the park, you see nature. But not only do you see the nature where you can, see it, but you see different people. This is where you start observing life. So you're able to take that walk and you're able to see everything. We've been taught focus is straight ahead. That's what we've been taught. Focus is straight ahead. But what about taking that walk and still being focused, but being observant from your left to right, your front to back? And as you're walking and you're observing things, you're taking notes. And not only are you writing those notes, but you are applying those notes into your daily life. Walking through that park will help you to open your mind. It will help it to be creative because now you have seen things that can influence whatever situation that you're in, whether good or bad. It can help you with the new idea because now you are in fresh air. Now you can see the sky where there's unlimited possibilities. Do you understand this walk in the park is? So when you could look at it as life, as that walk in the park, man. Yeah, I know there's joggers out there. I know there's people jogging. but they're jogging. They're not running. They're not sprinting. They're not jumping. Well, at least most of them not if they are. They over there doing a workout. But y'all understand what I'm saying. Right? Y'all understand what I'm saying. All right. All right, my beautiful people. So as we conclude today's episode, I want you to remember that self-care isn't selfish. It is so very necessary. And even in this whirlwind of our daily responsibilities and taking time for ourselves is so vital for our health and our happiness. So let's commit to making self-care a non-negotiable part of our busy lives, all right? Again, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey today, and your presence as a reminder of the collective quest of self-love and well-being. So stay tuned for our next episode, and don't forget to share your self-care stories with us. And together we're learning and growing, and we are thriving. So until next time, you take care of yourselves. All right, you beautiful human beings out there. Have a good one. Thank you for listening to the Season of Self-Love podcast. If you have any questions or would like to connect with us, you can follow us on social media. Just search for the Season of Self-Love on Instagram. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to email us at elevateme9999@gmail.com. And remember, you are worthy of love, growth, and happiness. So keep shining bright, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Season of Self-Love. Be good to one another and yourselves, and always keep it sexy. Send the light, love, and prayers.